I'm going to do a pretty quick video here on de Quervain's, and it's got different names. De Quervain's tenosynovitis, de Quervain's syndrome, de Quervain's tendinosis. It's been called de Quervain's disease, not really a disease. And also blackberry thumb. And by thinking of blackberry thumb, you probably can guess it's by doing this motion. And the reason this is going to be a pretty quick video because most of what I have to say has been covered in the last two videos of the core videos. I just didn't mention de Quervain's. But when you think of de Quervain's, think thumb. And the way to tell if you have de Quervain's is you take your thumb and you close your fist around it and then you push down. Now if that causes pain right up there, that's de Quervain's. And what causes it is repetitive use of the thumb. As you can tell by the name blackberry thumb, it's often caused by texting, could be gaming, and as well as doing things that are repetitive with your thumb, pruning shears, scissors, whatever. Okay, so I tell you basically how to take care of it in those videos, and the thumb, the last two videos of the core videos, and the thumb, as I mentioned, is a different animal than the fingers, which this motion is all done by the forearms. Well, the thumb has forearm motion too, but most of this motion this way is caused by these thumb muscles here. That big stuff down there that if you hold your fingers over it when you're going this way, you'll feel how powerful that is. Well, that can get really, really tight, and on some people they feel lumps in there, which are basically big knots in your little thumb. And this can get really tight, and what they're doing is they're pulling on that tendon. And they're causing a lot of strain on there. So, again, you want to massage that thumb. There's quite a number of ways you can massage that muscle. You can use the pointy part of your elbow. That gets tiring for your elbow after a while. A favorite tool of mine is an oblong rock. This is a river rock. You can get it at a beach or a river. You know, just find one that fits in your hand nicely. You can roll over a golf ball or a hard ball of some sort. Softball would be too big, but you know, this is a fairly hard ball. There are tools you can buy. This is a massage tool I've had for a long time. I never really liked it much, but you can get things like this at different stores that sell bath products. And you could use the blunt end of a tool. This is a screwdriver. It doesn't fit my hand very well, but you get the idea. There's lots of different things you can find to use to work on that thumb. You just don't want to go smashing on it or doing things that are painful, because muscles are full of nerves, and these nerves in the muscles have a certain intelligence that say if they're being threatened, they're going to really tighten up and resist you, so it's going to make it harder for you to get in. They don't want to be worked that hard. They're going to resist you. You can cause bruising, and it's counterproductive. So you want to go in at what we call a good hurt. A good hurt, you can feel it, and it feels kind of good. You know you're doing something, but you're not causing yourself a lot of pain because you don't want to do that, okay? Now, the other thing you want to do, another thing you want to do is stretching. Now, I have seen videos where they tell you to gently go take your thumb and go this way, you know, this way, stretch it that way. Well, if you do that gently, it's not going to hurt anything, but it's not going to help either because it's the same motion as you use in texting. So, logically, you want to use the opposite thing that you use in texting, which is stretching your thumb backwards. And again, you never want to stretch to cause pain. Stretch as far as you can. And because you're also, when you're texting, you're moving the wrist in, you can stretch to move the wrist out, and you can do different ones and hold it. You know, there's so many different theories on how long you hold a stretch, but stretch it a little bit, stretch it a little more, and the final stretch you can hold for about 20 seconds, you know, as long as you're stretching not beyond the point of comfort. You never want to stretch anything beyond the point of comfort, because then you get into pain, and when you get into pain, you could rip something. So never stretch to pain. A third thing you can do is supplements. Now, if you go to the second section, I have an article on supplements, and there's also an audio on there. Forget the audio because you'll be bored to tears, but go all the way to the bottom, almost the bottom. There's two things that I suggest. One of them is hyaluronic acid. I can almost pronounce that. And the other is glucosamine chondroitin. Glucosamine chondroitin is easier to find. I recommend probably the hyaluronic acid more so. Just like in the tendons that go through the carpal tunnel, this tendon goes through a sheath too, and that sheath can get irritated and gunked up through repetitive use when the fluid in there dries out. So the hyaluronic acid, as well as the glucosamine chondroitin, can increase the synovial fluid in there. And if you're allergic to anything, or you're taking other medication, read the warning labels, consult your pharmacist, whatever. For example, glucosamine chondroitin, if you're allergic to shellfish, one of those two is made from shellfish, so if you're allergic to it, you don't want to do that. So that's just a warning there, but basically those two things are safe. And if you can't find hyaluronic acid, it's in the joint health section of stores that sell a lot of supplements, and glucosamine chondroitin. Sometimes that has hyaluronic acid mixed in with the bottle, within the tablets, and that's found in a lot of places that sell lots of vitamins. So that's it on the Quervains.